if I take my hospital, the new hospital, for example, where I work, we do mostly less paper. Most of it is on computerized systems. But unfortunately, it is not linked to the network of the patients.
Welcome to today's Spring Life and Health channel. We are privileged to have our own Dr. Serebour, Frank Serebour of the Ghana Medical Association, the current Vice President, to help us answer some few questions that we may have. Systems here are made to ensure that patients are followed, patients don't fall through the cracks. If a patient came to the hospital with an elevated blood pressure or anything of the sort that is emergent, you don't just treat them and leave them like that. You would want to follow up after after initial treatment. What are the systems that you have in Ghana to ensure continuity of care?
I must say you have a very robust system, and I know that your system is such that patients get alerts as to when they are supposed to come back to the hospital. The practitioners are even alerted by the systems to let them know that their patients are due to take their medications, and there is so much technology here. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of technology, so we rely mostly on our patients to come back. So that tells you that the probability that a lot of them will not come back is very high. When you move to the district hospitals like where I work, there is some follow-up. Our community health nurses do some follow-up where they are able to trace the patients, they are able to go do home visits, and they are able to advocate for the patients to come back to the hospital. And so those are physical follow-ups that is done. When the problem is that even this follow-up, there are difficulties because our address system is also a very, very big challenge. We are trying to resolve that by this digital address system that is being pushed by the government, but it's still not up there. So sometimes even for the community health nurses and of course the public health workers to get to these areas or where the patients live is sometimes a problem. Addresses are sometimes wrong. Telephones are not reliable simply because somebody may give you a number and that number is being used by a household. You call and then it's somebody else who is holding the number. So there are times that doesn't also help that much. If you go to the bigger hospitals, that is where even the bigger challenges, because people come from all kind of areas. Very difficult for you to be able to track them and follow them up. So without the necessary electronic gadgets or the systems that you have here to be able to track them and to let them know that they are due to come back for review, you likely will lose a lot of them to follow up. So yes, we do lose patients to follow up. We don't practice reverse referral too very well. Ideally, if a patient goes to a bigger facility, let me take, for example, somebody lives from Bekwai to Komfo and is treated for a particular ailment and the patient has to be followed up. That patient should be referred back, for example, to Bekwai Hospital for Bekwai Hospital to take up the follow-up so that we can do that because we live in the community. However, it mostly doesn't happen. It's on rare occasions that it happens. And so those patients, if they appear, glory be to God. If they don't, that's it. So sometimes they don't appear for a long time. And the next time you see them, there are already complications. They are coming with emergencies. So it's a challenge. I think we will need to improve us. We don't know when we'll get there. We'll get to the level where your computers will prompt you and tell you that patient A is due for refills or patient A is due for blood pressure checking and so forth.
And they even call you to remind you.
And even call you to remind you for your appointment. We are far from there. We are not there at all.
But I've seen that you have leveraged the use of mobile technology in your banking system. The banking sector is using
a lot of
Why can we leverage the same technology?
The banking system is still not. Should I say there are a lot of people who don't use the banking system in Ghana. There's a lot of people who don't use the banking system in Ghana. It's still limited to some level of, should I say, elitism, where people who have gone to school, people who live in bigger cities, or people who work in recognized facilities are the ones who mostly use the the banking system. So the banking system, though, is coming up. I think we can leverage. It's something that we can do, but still there are a lot of communities without even banks. So where do people keep their money? We don't know. So the point is that there are even the mobile phones that we have now. A lot more people have mobile phones. Right. Okay, and at least I think there should be a mobile phone in every household by now. One. You should expect that at least there should be one mobile phone. Yeah. One person should own a mobile phone in a facility now, such that if maybe based on what we have, we are able to program it, work with the telcos, put in some kind of message onto the system to remind the patient that your listing is due, your review date is 3 days due, and so forth, without charge.
Without charge.
Yes, without charge.
Then the patient is going to.
Then that would be helpful, so that we can input it into our systems, and that would also mean that we need to make sure that most of these hospitals are hooked onto some kind of systems, because we are still doing a lot of folders. We are now trying. Ghana Health Service is now trying very hard to go folderless in virtually all their facilities, but it's way down there.
I mean,
electronically, yes. So it is way down there. Once we are able to do that, maybe the next level is to be able to link up with the telcos, the telecommunication providers, to be able to use our systems and alert patients. Once you put it in, maybe you just key in that alert patient 3 days to time, and then or a week to time, so that patient can get an SMS informing the patient that come in and that your review date is due. Until then, we still have to rely on this legwork, and then hopefully
I think it's
get
doable.
there. Yeah,
it's doable, and I'm going to personally charge you. You are my brother.
I should champion it, huh?
To champion it. There's a lot of
I think there are a lot of opportunities in that area.
With your leadership now in the Ghana Medical Association,
I think there is a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I think we should leverage at least for the district hospitals all the way to the big hospitals like
Konfanochi, Kolebu, University of Ghana Medical Center, and all those big hospitals, Cape Coast University Hospital.
Yes.
And of course, the teaching hospitals and all over the country should be able to do something like that.
There's enough IT
with the district hospitals together, we should be able to do that. But that is what I'm saying, that it's important that the teaching hospital, the bigger hospitals, begin to do reverse referral. It helps. Once they do that, I mean, the people get closer, and so even when the patient is not appearing after, even what are these things that we've talked about, community health workers can move in and check on the patient and find out whether really this patient, what is happening to the patient, that he is not coming or she is not coming. So I think we need to strengthen the systems. We'll get there. I mean, I think the IDS, we are learning gradually, and we believe that we'll get there. But I think the time is almost passing us by. We need to hurry up and get to that level very soon.
Definitely. Yeah, so I hope that the next time you come around in the United States when we have a similar interview, most of these things would have improved.
Well, I also hope so. I hope so. I hope I don't come here again, hopefully next year, and start telling you the same things that we've not gotten this, we've not gotten that, and that. We are improving. I think we should be able to do some of these things, yes. Because if I take my hospital, the new hospital, for example, where I work, we do mostly less paper. Most of it is on computerized systems. But unfortunately, it is not linked to the network of the patients. So you can't send a message to your patient, for example, from the hospital. So I mean, it's something that we should be able to do. I mean, maybe if some IT people are listening to us, maybe they can take it up as a project and see how they can link them up. My IT knowledge is too bad, but I think I have an idea of how it should work. Yeah.
You have the idea, and I think we were talking about what happens here off camera, where I work, how systems do flow, so easily with technology. So I think that, like you're saying, if the government has to because right now I'm pretty sure the university institutions they have internet portals and stuff for students to use.
Yes.
So it could be like a campus or a hospital with a data center where the hospital itself can take advantage of connecting and contacting patients, especially with the way most households, most people who carry cell phones, we have to leverage that technology.
Yeah, I have even said that with the taxes that we put on our communication tax, for example, why can't we use it to make sure that deprived communities get free internet access?
Yes.
For example.
Yes.
Why can't we do that instead of still people who are even in very deprived areas still have to buy data, and data is quite expensive in Ghana. So if we are taking these taxes, why don't we make sure that at least so that these kids in these communities, for example, can have access to the internet and they can learn virtually the same things that their folks who are in the big cities are doing.
And your doctors and
information could also they can also have even free internet access, be a booster. You get it. So I think it's something that we need to do that and see how if it will be helpful. But we need the cooperation of the telecommunication operators as well. I know it's they are making a lot of profits, and so some of them sometimes they should put some in there as well.
Definitely. They could adopt hospitals and provide free data.
Precisely.
For them.
Why can't they adopt hospitals, for example, and provide free data?
Yeah. For the hospital to use to contact patients.
Yes.
And my brother's hospital could be the first one.
Yes, we welcome them gladly. We will be very happy to have them in the Bekwai Hospital. They should come.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how beautiful that place is. You don't have internet access.
There is no free internet access.
Wow. just nice buildings.
Yes, you don't have free internet access, of course. And you see, and the point is that it's helpful because if you have internet access, you can have online libraries. Exactly. You get it. Quick, easy access, research data, information, quick readings, quick. Even whilst the patient is with you, you can do a quick check and make sure that your patient is managed appropriately. However, so you take your phone and you realize that you have no data, you can't do any of these things. You get it. So I think that we need to get these internets, free internets in virtually all the hospitals. And if they start with Bekwai Municipal Hospital, it'll be great. It'll be great. We'll be very happy.
And Dr. Frank is also, I think this is your last year as a vice president of Ghana Medical Association.
Yes, it's my last year, isn't it? Well, no, I want to make it my last year. I actually intend running for president, so hopefully in November I'll be running for president. I don't know how it will go, but I'm confident, and I think that I've done a good job as the vice president. So I'm not worried at all. I'm very confident. The next time we'll be sitting here and we'll be talking, my portfolio would have changed. And
that's why I said your last president. I meant that
precisely.
You could go up.
Yes, precisely.
All right. Yeah. So doctors out there who are watching, please help my brother, Dr. Frank, if you do your elections, to make sure he becomes the president of the Ghana Medical Association during your elections. I'm pretty sure that if you get that position, some of these things you could probably chat, especially with the internet.
There are a lot of ideas that we do have that we believe could be able to be helpful to Ghanaians and of course to the doctors as well. And I think that as Ghana Medical Association, for example, we should begin to move into the communities and help. There's a lot of communities that, for example, need simple water, boreholes. Why can't Ghana Medical Association do that? Even if we are sinking 2 boreholes in a year for 2 communities, I think it's something we should be able to do. There are hospitals that need simple equipment. Sometimes all they need is probably phototherapy for case of babies who have jaundice. Maybe we should liaise with other companies and make sure we get it for them. It saddens me to sometimes sit back and I hear that it's people like Kwame Sefakai. I'm sure Peace FM, he's the one championing the distribution of incubators. And I don't know why that should happen. I think that is a job that we should be doing. And so there are a lot of things that I intend doing. And for me, I think that as if I win on this election, I think I'll set up a project and call it the President's Project, GMA President's Project. And those are some of the things that I'll be doing. And I'm sure our members will be happy to know that some of their money is even going into providing theater tables, for example, for hospitals that probably just need a theater table.
Now, if you have any questions that are not answered that you want to ask, you can put them in the comment section, and he is going to be able to answer them. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you again.
Sure.
God bless.
Sure.